Hello, math class. So we did some work on finding the volume of rectangular prisms and volume of triangular prisms. And the formula for those are both the same thing. It's you find the area of the base. Once you find the area of the base, then you times it by the height, and that will get you your volume. Okay? Now we're going to move into a little bit different idea. This is finding the surface area of prisms. And we're going to start with a rectangular prism. We want to find the surface area. So the surface area means every bit of the surface. When you wrap a present, you wrap each side of it. You don't want anything exposed. So you want all of the surfaces, all of the area covered. Okay, so I have right here, I have a puzzle box. I did this, it was a Coke puzzle. It was really cool. Pretty difficult, but I had fun with it. And you can see that it's a rectangular prism. Okay, prism just meaning it's a 3D figure. But it has one side here, another side here. So we have A and A. And then we have a side here, C, and then opposite that side is side C. And then we have B, and opposite that side, we have B. Okay? So it actually has 6 sides. You could kind of say this is a base, and this is a base. These two are the bases. And then it has 4 other sides. So 6 sides. And the cool thing about a rectangular prism is I labeled these like A and A. Once I find the area of this side, it's going to have the same area as this side. So all I have to do is find the area of this rectangular figure, and then I times it by 2. That gives me the surface area of this side and the surface area of this side. It's not like I have to do this times this, okay? And remember, surface area is the length times the width, or we were talking about base times the height, okay? So once you find the surface area, this times this, that'll give you the surface area of this side. You have the surface area of this side, you times it by 2, so now you have this side and this side, okay? Then you go to one of the other sides, and then you find the area of this one, and we'll say this is side B. You go length times height, okay, or base times height. So you do this times this, gives me the surface area of this. Once I get the surface area of this, I know the exact opposite, this other B, is going to be the same. So I just find this one times 2. Okay? Then I do the same with C. Find the area of this rectangle. This times this. Once I get this one, I times it by 2. Now I have this and this. So I need to find A, the surface area, times it by 2. And then I need to add that to this surface area times 2. And then I add that to this surface area times 2. Okay? And so I've gotten all 6 sides. So that's your basic idea of finding the surface area. You just want to find every side, every little bit of the surface. So that if I would color all of the surface area that I've covered, I would color this, and when I times it by 2, then I color this in. And then if I find B, and I color this, times it by 2, I've colored this side too. And then C, and I color it, and then I color it. So what I've done is every little bit, every surface area of this is counted. Now, because we're dealing with area, it's going to be squared. Okay, not cubed. Volume is where it's cubed, how much goes in. But we're just talking about the area. of a rectangular prism. Okay, let's try a few. All right. Here we have a rectangular prism, and it's opened up. Okay, so you have all the sides, 6 sides, and this side is going to be the same as this side because those are opposites. And this side is going to be the same as this side. They're opposites. And this side is going to be the same as this side because they're opposites. Okay, so I am going to name, let's put this is A and this is A. That means those are both going to be the same surface area. And then how about we say this is B and this is B. Those are going to be the same because they're opposites if you would put it together. And then this one's going to be C and C. Okay, so let's go to A. I need to find the surface area of this one right here. And I know it's a 2 by 4. 2.4. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 times 2.4. And that's going to give me my A box. But because I have 2 of those, I'm going to go like this. 2 times 2 times 2.4. Okay, then I'm going to add that. Oops, let's do this. Get rid of that. Okay, add, and now I'm going to go to B, which is this box here, and the same as this one. So I got to figure out what this by this is. I see that this is a 3, so this has to be a 3 also. So it's going to be a 3 times this would be the same as this. 3 times 2. Why am I putting it right there? I'm going to put it right here. 3 times 2. Okay, and that's one of them. But because I have 2 B's, I'm going to times it by 2. Then we're going to do, so that's A, B, but now we have C. And C is right here. So this one is a 3 times 2.4. 2.4. And I have 2 C's, so I have to times that by 2. Okay. So your formula is 2 times your length times height plus 2 times length times height plus 2 times length times height. So these are your two rectangles plus your 2 other rectangles plus your 2 other rectangles, and you get your total surface area. So, okay, let me get rid of the formula because now I'm going to go and do the actual problem. So, I do my parentheses first. 2 times 2.4 would be 4.8. So that's 4.8. And then I bring down my 2 plus 3 times 2 is 6 times 2 plus 3 times 2.4. 3 times 2.4 equals 7.2. And I got to times that by 2. Okay, now let's times them all by 2. So 4.8 times 2 equals 9.6. Plus 2, oops, trying to stay consistent here. There you go. 2 times 6 is 12, plus 2 times 7.2 equals 14.4. Now I just add all of those together and we'll see what we get. 9.6 plus 12 plus 14.4 equals 36. Now I gotta look at the unit, 36 meters. And because it's area, surface area is the key. That would be squared. Okay, so the surface area of this figure is 36 meters squared. And, oops. All right, let's find the surface area of this rectangular prism. So, we have some different sides. I am going to highlight or circle, not circle, I mean, you use different colors. There's one side of it, and if I go to the opposite side, it's this right here. So those are my two sides. And then I have one over here, and the opposite would be this one over here. And then I have one more, which would be the top and the bottom. Okay? So you can see my 6 sides, and I just need to find the area of each of the 3 different sides, and then times those by 2. Okay? So I'm going to start with the red first. This one right here. So I need to find this times this. So this, I have to look. It doesn't give me a number for here or here, but it does give me one for here. So it's the 10.25 times this 6.5. Okay, and then if I times that by 2, I'll get both those. Now, let's go to the blue. It's this one here and this one over here. I can see that this is 5, so it's going to be a 5 times, oh, this would be one side, 6.5, and I times that by 2 because there's 2 sides, and then I'm going to add that. I wrote way too big here. Sorry about that. The green, which is this top and bottom. I can see that it's 5. So it's 5 times 10.25, and I need to times that by 2. So those are my 3 things that I have to add together. So let's start with the red. I'm going to do this 10.25 times 6.5. That gets me 66.625. Times that by 2. Then I'm going to add that to my blue is 5 times 6.5. That equals 32.5, which I have to times that by 2. And then my green is 5 times 10.25 equals 51.25. And I have to have that 2 times. Okay, so now let's go 66.625 times 2. That gets me 133.25. Add that to 2 times 32.5. Oops, that equals 65. Then I'm going to add that to 2 times 51.25 equals 102.5. Now I just add all those together. 133.25 plus 65 plus 102.5 equals 300.75. It is feet, and it is surface area. Anytime you hear the word area, you square it. And I'm going to circle my answer, and I get 300.75 feet squared. Okay, so let's do one more for a little practice. Okay, here we go. I'm going to move this guy over a little bit. So we have, I'll do this one more time, just for fun. You have 3 different sides. I'm going to do the red side is this one. Then the opposite of it would be this one over here. And now I'm gonna start with this. Let's just keep those red. So this red, one of them is a 7 by 2. So 7 times 2. And because I have this side here and this side, I need to times it by 2. Then I'm gonna add, let's do this, and the opposite of that one would be over here. And so this is a 15 times, what's this? Oh, I see this one right here is 2. So 15 times 2. And then I times that by 2 because I have 2 sides. Now, so there's 4 of the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have the top and the bottom. And that would be this right here. And it would be this right here. Okay. And I can see this is a 15 by, or times, 15 by whatever this is. And this is a 7. And I have to times that by 2. Okay. So 7 times 2 is 14 plus 15 times 2 is 30, and 15 times 7 equals 105 times 2. Okay, so 14 times 2 is 28, plus 2 times 30 is 60, plus 2 times 105 is 210. Then I just add them all together, and I have 28 plus 60 plus 210 gets me 298. It's centimeters, and it's surface area. And area always equals squared. So I go like that, circle it, and I'm good to go. Okie dokie. And one more, just for a little fun. This is more of a word problem. This is our final one. Okay. Tomias keeps his die-cast car in a glass display case as shown. What's the surface area of the glass, including the bottom? Okay. We go back to my... I'm going to do the bottom first, like this, and it goes back there and over here. So that's the bottom. And it's the same as the top, because those are opposites. Okay, so the bottom is a 15 by 6. 15 times, 15 times 6, and then I have to times that by 2. That gets me that surface area. Then I'm going to add it to, let's do this one right here. And I know the opposite of that would be over here. Okay, and this is a 6 by 5. 6 times 5. And I times 2 because I have 2 of those. And then the only sides I'm missing would be this front one here. And then the back one over there. Okay, so let's figure out what one of these is. This is a 15 by 5. 15 times 5 times that by 2. Now we just do the computation. So let's start with, and this time I'm going to do all of it together. So what I'm going to do is 2 times 15 times 6 equals 180. And then I do plus, we'll do plus. And then we have 2 times 6 times 5. That equals 60. And then I add that to, I could do 15 times 5 and then times 2. That gets me a nice 150. Now I add them all together. 180 plus 60 plus 150 equals a nice 390. And look what the unit is. It's inches. And its surface area, so it must be squared. There you go. And that's how you find the surface area of a parallelogram. It's not too bad. You just need to make sure you have all 6 sides covered. And it's nice because the opposite sides are always the same. So when you find one, the opposite side is the same. So you just take that one side times 2. And then you add all your sides together and you get your surface area. Okay? I will give you a few practice problems in a Google form so you can try those and let me know how you do. So if you have any questions, let me know.